What's a 200-year-old cemetery doing in a strip mall parking lot in St. Matthews? Well, to answer that, we need to go back and look at who owned this land before it became a neighborhood. So let's do some time traveling. Folks, this is the Burks family burial ground, and it's actually the original family cemetery of the Burks family who owned all of this land before it began to be developed into strip malls and residential neighborhoods. In fact, the Burks family owned a majority of the land between the Breckenridge Lane and Dutchman's Lane intersection, all the way down to what is now the Avondale-Melbourne Heights neighborhood down near the intersection of Taylorsville Road. This area was actually all farmland back in the day, and the Burks family actually had a horse farm on their plot of land while neighboring farmers specialized in the production of hemp and tobacco. James Burks originally built out his plantation all the way back in 1821, and the family buried their dead in the cemetery from 1841 all the way up to 1855. The cemetery is sitting in what is now the Spring Station Retail Center, just a few steps away from McDonald's, Red Lobster, Hobby Lobby, and Home Depot. And over the years, as the area continued to develop, the Burks family descendants never agreed to allow developers to move the cemetery. Hence why it remains there today, covered almost completely by tall bushes. In fact, despite being one of the busier intersections in the city, most people passing by would never even know it was there, which is exactly what the Burks family wanted and the developers that developed that intersection out over the years. It's pretty cool though, that area was literally all farmland back in the 1800s. And the reason it was all farmland was because Louisville's city footprint originally centered around what is now the west end of Louisville, downtown Louisville, and Butchertown. Then it slowly began expanding outward. It wasn't until the early to mid-1900s when many of the residential and commercial corridors that we know today in the East End began to be developed. So if you own a house in St. Matthews, this is your reminder that your property was probably part of a large plantation or farm about 100 years before it was built. It's pretty cool to think about.